We are on the verge of going into one of the most powerful months in the Jewish calendar. If you would ask any person who reads a newspaper, a kosher one, who learns a little Torah, and you would tell him, the Jewish people believe in the 12 constellations, the horoscope signs. If you know a little Torah, you would know there's a book called Sefer Yetzirah, the book of formation. Some say Rav Hai Gaon wrote it, one of the big Gaonim. Some say Rav Shrira Gaon wrote it, the big tzaddik. He died on Kiddush Hashem when the Arabs, the Almohades, they came and they conquered Iraq. The first Arab conquest of Iraq, they took him, he was 101 years old. And they nailed his body, his whole body, to the wall of the shul. That's how they killed him. Rav Shira Gaon. And some say it was Avraham Avinu who wrote it. We have a book by Avraham Avinu, it's called Sefer Yetzirah. The Gemara says that there were two rabbis. They didn't have any food to eat for Shabbat. Every Erev Shabbat, they would create a calf, a small baby calf, and they would slaughter it and prepare the meat for Shabbat Kodesh. So how could you use Kabbalah Masid? Lichvot Shabbat, you're allowed to, they would say. Lichvot Shabbat. Yes?
You can just create gold and just take the gold and buy a calf as well. No, you didn't have to actually.
That's first of all, it's a whole situation. Where did they find the heter to use practical Kabbalah to create it in the first place? That's a question within itself. How come they didn't use the gold? That's a question within itself too.
It's the same thing.
It's a whole Gemara. It's not something small. You gotta learn the R.Shalom. And in the book of Sefer Yetzirah, the book of formations, it says over there that the Jewish people believe, they know, there's something called the 12 horoscopes. For example, what's the first month of the year? Nisan, that's the month of, what do we call Nisan, the horoscope sign? Aries. Aries is what? It's a sheep. Why is it a sheep? The Goyim say because that's how the stars are put together. If you ask the Jewish people, how come the month of Nisan is called Aries, a sheep? Because what happened in the month of Nisan? Hashem told the Jewish people, take a sheep for Korban Pesach. You take the month of Tishrei. That's the month after Elul. What is the month of Tishrei? It's scales. You know, back in the day, how they would have it, they would put something on one side, it would outweigh the other, they would know how heavy it is. What is scale? Why is it Tishrei scales? Because we get judged in the month of Tishrei. The month of Cheshvan is what? It's a scorpion. A Scorpio. Why is it Cheshvan a Scorpio? A Scorpio is the only animal that stings, and when it stings, you feel cold and not hot. And what happened in the month of Cheshvan? Hashem flooded the world. And water naturally is what? It's cold. The month of Elul, which is the month that we are on the verge of going into, and if you guys would just know the meaning of the month of Elul. In the month of Elul, you have the ability to wipe clean the whole year. You could literally turn from a Rasha into a Tzaddik. The month of Elul is represented by a Virgo. What is a Virgo? A virgin woman, a woman that is pure, quote unquote. Why is it a woman? The Chachamim say, Achare Ari Velo Achare Isha. The month of Av is represented by the lion. Why a lion? Because the Beit HaMikdash, which was destroyed in Av, is called Ariel. Ariel, the lion of God. Chachamim say, don't wait for the woman. Don't wait for the month of Elul to do teshuvah. Once it's the 15th of Av, start doing teshuvah. Tu B'Av. But why is Elul represented by a female? And the answer is, it's not just represented by any kind of female, but a female in its purest form, in her purest form. To represent that everyone in Elul has a new start. The only problem is that we wait till Rosh Hashanah to go to shul, and we don't go to shul during Elul. The Sfaradim have a minhag. 30 days before Rosh Hashanah, we all go to the Bet HaKnesset and we say Slichot. When we beseech Hashem day after day after day after day, Hashem grants our wish. I want to ask you guys a question. If you would have a court case right now, a court case. Let's say you had a ticket and it's 4 points. You crossed the red light and you also didn't wear your seatbelt and you were on your phone. Could even be license suspended, right? Who in America today can live without a car? You need a car. Kids, this, that, this, work, take the kids to school, tzaddik. Am I right or wrong? What happens the day before you're going to the court case? Could you sleep the night before? You're preparing what you're going to say to the judge. You're afraid. You don't know what to do. You can't sleep. Usually in the middle of the night you have a late snack. You open up the halaziri, the fridge, and you eat whatever comes to you. You binge eat. The night before your court case, could you eat? I don't think so. And who are you going in front of? What kind of judge? A goy. Ochel nevelot utrefot. He has no mitzvah, he has no Hashem, he has no God. He looks like the Malach HaMavet with his black robe. He has a hammer like he's some comic book character. And what's the worst he could do to you? Could he send you to jail? Okay, he'll take a couple of points off your license and maybe charge you $300. And for that you can't eat or sleep. For that you can't think. And let's say Chas v'Shalom, a person has a business and the 3 letters that a person wishes that he never has to hear in his life, the IRS, contacts you and they want to do an audit. What happens to a person? He doesn't just sleep the night before the audit. He doesn't sleep. His Rosh Hashanah starts a year before. For 12 months he's doing Rosh Hashanah. What happens when a person gets an audit from the IRS? You know what happens? His life, he can't eat, he can't sleep, he can't think, he can't do anything. Why? Because people are going to come and they're going to check your taxes. That's so disturbing. That's why you can't eat. You have to eat. If you're not going to eat, God forbid what's going to happen to you. You're too stressed to eat. You could go a day without eating. I know a guy, he was audited by the IRS. He said the feeling, the pain that I felt while I was being audited, the suffering that I went through, I don't wish upon my worst enemy. That's how scared he was. I want to ask you guys a question. Does HaKadosh Baruch Hu not deserve the same fear as a judge? Does he not deserve the same fear that you would have if you were being audited by the IRS? Lo aleinu, lo al Am Yisrael, lo al soneinu, lo al ohavenu. How come on Rosh Hashanah, how do we go to shul?
Blanco.
We buy a new suit, nice shoes, get a nice haircut, shave, clean shaven, yeah. We look good, nice, almost like it's a fashion show. That's how we go to shul on Rosh Hashanah. Well, what's the talk of Rosh Hashanah? Did you eat the head of the lamb or the tongue this year? Oh, this year I ate the head, I didn't eat the tongue. Or this year I ate the fish, I didn't eat the lamb. That's the talk of Rosh Hashanah? You're being audited by God. Do you know what happens on Rosh Hashanah? In Shamayim and Shamayim, your neshama is standing in front of God. And on your right side is every single mitzvah you did that year. And on your left side is every single avera you did that year. And more times than not, the left side outweighs the right side. But you might ask, I'm sitting over here. How am I being judged right now if I'm sitting over here? I have news for you. The only part of your soul that fits into your body is 1/10 of the 10th. Your body cannot hold the whole soul inside. Most of your soul is up in heaven. The only thing that fits inside your soul is the foot of your soul. That's why every morning what bracha we say? Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam she'asa li kol tzorki. What's that bracha? That God gave me shoes. That God gave me everything. What does it mean God gave me everything? I would think what? Money, food, a full refrigerator. What does that mean? She'asa li kol tzorki. The Chachamim say God gave me a pair of shoes. Wow. The Gemara says you have to sell everything you have to buy yourself a new pair of shoes. If it's ripped or destroyed, you gotta buy yourself a pair of shoes. Shoes come before Kiddush. Shoes come before Nerot Shabbat. You have to have shoes. Shoes is such a necessity, you don't even say Shechianu when you buy shoes. Why? It's a necessity. It's not supposed to make yourself happy. It's a necessity. You ever walk outside in the pouring rain and you don't have boots on? How do you feel when you get home? All your foot is soggy. Your feet is wet and you feel disgusting. How would you say the bracha the next morning of She'asa li kol tzorki? You ever get stuck on the train and you really have to use the bathroom? Ever happens to you? It used to happen to me a couple of times. And then when you go to the bathroom afterwards, what kind of Asher Yatzar you say? Wow. You didn't just cause an atomic bomb. You atomic bombed heavens. You have to say Asher Yatzar like that every single day. Especially in the morning. You know what kind of miracle Hashem does to us every morning? That your body holds inside all that in its bladder. You know what kind of miracle Hashem does to you? Some people can't hold it in. There's people in nursing homes that they have to wear grown-up diapers. If you would go to a nursing home and you would see people wearing that, what kind of Asher Yatzar you would make afterwards? There was one big Rav in Europe that he had an aunt, Doda, and he used to visit her in the nursing home to visit the sick. They're considered sick. And he used to come into the room and she was filled with, they didn't change her. They would change them twice a day, Barmin, and old people need to get changed all the time. And he would look at her and he would feel so bad. He would say, for this kind of person, you have to pray they pass away. She looked at him once and she said to him, pray that I should live a long life. He said, why? He says, that one time, that twice a day that the nurse comes and changes me, you know what kind of Asher Yatzar I make? It puts Avraham Avinu to shame. It's worth it for me to suffer all of this just to say one Asher Yatzar. Do you know we have a bracha every morning? Oter Yisrael B'Tifara. You know what that means? Oter Yisrael B'Tifara? That God gave you a hat. A hat? Yeah, that God gave you a skull cap, a kippah. How many people, when they go to the city or out with their friends, goes to their back pocket? Could this kind of person say, Oter Yisrael B'Tifara in the morning? How happy we have to be to walk around with a kippah. Oter Yisrael B'Tifara, with a hat. Do you know we have a blessing every morning that God gave you pants? You know what it's called? Ozer Yisrael B'Gvura. Did you ever stop to think? You think that God gives us strength. What kind of strength? The IDF? That's not what it means, Ozer Yisrael B'Gvura. God bless the IDF. God gives you strength, He gave you pants. Because without pants you can't walk outside. You can't be a man, you can't go to work. That's what Judaism is, to look at the little things in life. And when you're standing at Rosh Hashanah, you know what gets you? Not the big stuff. The little things.
Yeah.
Because you do one big Avera, you make one bad angel. But how many small Averot you make? That's what gets you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But you know what really makes Hashem upset? That you go to your court date thinking that you're going to win. And you come to Rosh Hashanah, you didn't go to shul. One time slichot you didn't go to. Not even one time slichot. And if you did, you went at night and you relied on some heter. And in Israel right now, it's after midnight. That was your heter. That you went to slichot at 9 o'clock in the evening. And then you come to court thinking you're going to win? What do you do before a court case? What kind of lawyer you hire? A $5,000 lawyer, or if you could, O.J. Simpson's lawyer? He was Jewish, by the way. I think you would hire the best lawyer.
Alan Dershowitz.
Alan Dershowitz.
Kardashian.
You would hire the best lawyer in the world. And you would hire him 30 days before? Or you would hire him 5 months before your court case? How would you prepare? Every day you would call that lawyer up and you would ask him, what's new? Hashem said, you don't need a lawyer. I'm your father. I'm the judge. But I don't get bribed, says Hashem. I'm not like a judge in this world. You could bribe me. Over here, a judge, you could bribe him, right? Send him a gift. The Gemara says it was Rabbi Ishmael ben Rabbi Yossi. One time a guy gave him a gift. A couple of months later, this guy came to him to a court case. He said, I can't judge you. Why? Because you gave me a gift once. It wasn't connected to the court case. It was months ago. You gave me a gift one time. My heart already likes you more. I'm going to tip in your favor. God is not like that. During the year we say Melech Ohev Tzedakah Mishpat. What do we say in Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippurim? HaMelech HaMishpat. We don't say Hakel HaKadosh. What do we say? HaMelech HaKadosh. Something our generation is missing. Our generation is a generation of love. Everything is about love in our generation. Hugs, kisses, drinking, smoking, except everyone. That's a problem. Because when you're too... How do you say kindness in Hebrew? Chesed. Do you know where you find that word in the Torah? When it talks about a person that's, God forbid, cohabitates with a sister. That's called chesed. Why? You have no boundaries. You need some yira'ah also. God is Kel HaKadosh, you're right. He's Kel HaKadosh. He's Melech Ohev Tzedakah Mishpat, Emet. But once you get to Tishrei, you see a new side of him. He's HaMelech HaKadosh. He's HaMelech HaMishpat. Melech BaMishpat Ya'amid Aretz. A king with fear, with truth. God loves truth. You see, all those lawyers we have doesn't work with Hashem. Why? One of the 13 attributes that we have to believe in. God knows what you're thinking. He knows what you're doing. He knows the truth. So how come we come to Rosh Hashanah without fear? Before we got the Torah, we counted 49 days of the Omer. Why did we count 49 days of the Omer? Oh, we were in 49 gates of Tum'ah. We needed 49 days to get out of the Tum'ah. Yes, nice answer. Any kid in 5th grade could say that. There is a yesod in Judaism. You know what a yesod is? You know what it's a foundation. In life, it's not the goal that matters. It's the ride. It's how you got to the goal. Effort counts by God. In school, it doesn't. It's all about if you got an A, a B, a C, a D, or did you get into the dean's list, the honors list, this list. By God, it's not like that. It's all about effort. It's the ride that matters. It's how you got there. It's not about getting there. That's what this world is. It's just one whole bus ride. Some people get off on the first stop, the second stop, the third stop. Some people get off on the 10th stop. But we all get off. And Hashem judges us what we did on the ride. Were we good kids on the bus or bad kids on the bus? Did we fight with our neighbor or not? Melech b'mishpat ya'amid aretz. Hashem says, you're coming to me on Rosh Hashanah, but you had no preparation. When you got the Torah, you had preparation 49 days. I'm giving you preparation. It's called Chodesh Elul. Come to me. Say, nag me. When your child nags you so much, do you give in to him eventually? Yes. Hashem says, I'm telling you the secret. Nag me. Come to me day after day. Say, I want it, I want it, I want it. I'm going to give it to you at the end. I'm giving you the keys to the kingdom. I'm giving you the keys to the courtroom. What do? We wait till Rosh Hashanah. And we come to Rosh Hashanah like tzaddikim. Like all year we were in slichot. With our nice suits. You know, the funny thing is, all the people who wear white suits on Rosh Hashanah, I think they have to dress with black suits, and all the people who dress with black suits on Rosh Hashanah have to wear white suits. You ever see those people? You know, what makes this difference than Reform and Conservative? You go to a Reform and Conservative shul, they can't get a minyan during the year. On Rosh Hashanah, their shuls are packed. You know what packed is? They come out of the holes like you don't know where they came from. I didn't know there were so many of them. So how are we any different? Because you pray Shacharit, Mincha, and Aravit? That's why you're different? Is your Shacharit, Mincha, and Aravit a vessel without a soul? I want to read you guys a Gemara. See, people look at rabbis like they're supposed to be some miracle workers. Rabbis are not here to be miracle workers. They're here to teach Torah. They're not meant to see into the future, to read names, to conjure up stuff, and to make miracles. No, that's not what we're meant for. 40 years Moshe Rabbeinu was in the desert. You know how many miracles he made in the desert? 38 years there were no miracles. All the miracles you read is in the first 2 years. Everything. 38 years Moshe Rabbeinu was a teacher. That's all he was. And at the end, when he hit the rock, he got such a pabashke from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And why? Moshe said at the end, last week's parasha, because of you guys it happened to me. And you know what? I took it upon me. It was ga'ara. Look at this guy who's talking. Because of you guys. But Hashem said he's the most humble guy in the world. Because of you guys. He is the most humble, and it's true. Hashem said, Haga'ava v'agedula lechai olamim. What does that mean, ga'ava? Hashem says, I'm a God of ego. Because ego belongs to me, God said, not to you. Hashem said, if there's a person with ego, I can't be inside that shul. I can't be inside that shul. I cannot be over there. We go to slichot, Rabotai. What do we go to for slichot? Tonight I want to teach you guys such a chidush. We're going to get to it. What is slichot? Anenu. And everyone thinks, Elokei Avraham. The Baal Shem Tov says that this song, Anenu, is such a big song. But you have to have kavanah when you say it. Anenu Elokei Avraham, you have to think Avraham is what? Chesed. Anenu Pachad Yitzchak. What do you have to think? Gevurah. Anenu Avir Yaakov. You have to think Tiferet. Anenu Haoneh Be'etzara Netzach Hod Yesod. You have to think that this Anenu was made on the 10 Sfirot. What do you think? You're just thinking Anenu. Now, what happens? Some people don't even know how to say the word Anenu. Anenu could also mean Ani. You know what Ani means?
Poor.
Poor. So people are saying, make me poor, the God of Abraham. That's what you're saying. Make me poor in the fear of Isaac. What's what you're saying? You have to know how to read. Oh, but we say Ba'avato tishget hamid. In your God loves you so much, He even likes your mistakes. He likes when you make mistakes when you read. As long as you come to shul. I have some news for all of you over here. All the mitzvot that you do in this world, you're not going to get any reward for it in here. The Gemara says there was a rabbi called Elisha ben Avuya. He was big stuff. When I say big stuff, he was Rabbi Akiva's equal. Yes, Rabbi Akiva's equal. They shared a student. Rabbi Meir Baal Hanes. You know what kind of tzaddik he was? Chacham. In his Brit Milah, a fire surrounded his house when he was born. A fire, a spiritual fire surrounded his house. One day, he becomes an atheist. And the Gemara says, I'm not going to get into the whole story. Why did he become an atheist? The Gemara brings 3 reasons. First reason the Gemara says, he saw a guy going up a ladder, a tree, and he saw him send away the mother bird and take the baby birds. What is that mitzvah called? Shiluach Hakel. The Torah says, if you do this mitzvah, you're going to have what? Long life. But as the guy was walking down the ladder, what happens to him? He falls off the ladder and cracks his neck. Panic! Sekila, serefa, what happened? That's what he said. That's what he said. And he decided to become a... The second reason the Gemara brings down, just for the sake of your knowledge, he used to like to sing non-Jewish songs. I'm not going to give you guys examples. I don't want you guys to be choshen.
Someone said conspiracy.
And the third reason, he used to like to read books on philosophy. Devarim Chitzonim. Under his Gemara was always a book of Aristotle. Yeah. But is Elisha ben Avuya correct? Was he correct? He saw the guy send away the mother and take away the children. Was the guy supposed to have long life or no? The Gemara said he made a mistake. When the Gemara says you have a long life, it's not in this world. It's in the next world. In this world, you don't get the reward. So you're reading the Torah, but you don't understand what you're reading. Elisha ben Avuya made a mistake. We also made that mistake. We also made that mistake. We look at stories inside the Torah, and we come up with our own interpretations. Shlomo HaMelech had 1,000 wives. The Chachamim wanted to put Shlomo HaMelech. They made a mistake. The Chachamim, they wanted to put him on a list with people that have no Olam Haba. Because he had 1,000 wives. He did whatever the Torah says that they led his heart astray. I read that, what do I read? Oho, Shlomo HaMelech, Mashiach ben David. His heart was led astray. They want to put him on the list. A bat kol came from heaven, and a fire was almost about to burn the whole Chachamim apart. Do you guys know what you're reading? Do you know what you're reading? You guys don't know what you're reading. That's why you need a Rebbe. That's why you need a Rebbe. If you don't have a Rebbe, you don't have Torah. Torah is all about communication with your Rebbe. The Gemara says that there's only a couple of mitzvot you get reward for it in this world. And I'm going to read it to you inside. The Gemara says in Masechet Shabbat, page 127a. We learned in the Mishnah, and somebody remind me where we read this every morning. Elu devarim she'adam oseh otam. These are the things that a person does them. Ve'ochel perotehem ba'olam hazeh. Only these mitzvot. Only. You eat from their fruits in this world. That's it. Only these. The hakeren, but the main, the juice, the principle. Keren is principle. The cost price, the main price. Where does it stay for you? La'olam haba. The rest of the mitzvot, everything is in olam haba. Ve'elu en kibud avaim. Respecting your parents. How does one respect their parents? You have to feed them, clothe them, and stand up for them, the Gemara says. That means that when a person's parent gets old, it's the child's obligation to take care of them. That's kibud avaim. That's kibud avaim. Ugmilut chasadim. and doing kindness to another person. To another person. How does one do kindness? The Gemara says, Hachnasat orchim. When you bring guests to your house, that's called doing kindness. The Gemara says, Bikur cholim. When you visit a sick person, that's called doing kindness. And what's the third thing? V'havaat shalom ben adam lechavero. If you're able to make peace between two people, you know two people are in Jangan, and you make peace between them, you eat from the fruits in this world, and you get the principle, and then it's a pretty good deal. And here is the last one, this is the kicker. V'talmud Torah keneged kulam. Where do we read this every morning, guys? In Shaharit. This is the part where I'm telling you everyone skips. Tfilah, let's skip it. If you would just know what you're reading, your life would be different. Every morning Hashem says, we complain, we do so many mitzvot. Why should I be afraid of Rosh Hashanah? Why should I? This guy does averot. From here until where? Timbuktu. And he's living a life, he has buildings in the city, he has real estate, he has this, he has that. I'm such a good Jew, I pray Shaharit, Mincha in Arabic, I go to shul, I wear tzitzit, I wear tefillin, I do Shiluach HaKen, I do Pidyon HaBen, I do Brit Milah on my son, but I don't get anything. This is the age-old question, right? This is the answer. Because that guy brings guests into his house. And that guy visits the sick. And that guy respects his parents. And you don't. So he gets the fruits in this world, and yours is where? In the next world. All you have to do is open up a Gemara. All you have to do is pray the whole Shacharit, and you got the answer to your questions. But if you do chesed, if you visit the sick, if you bring in guests to your house, if you learn Torah, if you respect your parents, you get in this world and in the next world. And in the next world. So, you want a good life next year? You guys want a good life? You want good? You want parnasah? You want yeshuot? You want salvation? You want all these things? In this world you want it, right? Not in the next. You want it in this one? You want it in both. Why not? What do you have to do? This Elul, what do you have to concentrate on? Doing chesed and learning Torah. But the Gemara says one more thing that could help you, and this is the hardest thing. Out of all the things we said, even harder than Talmud Torah. The Gemara says, Iyun Tfilah. What's Iyun Tfilah? Concentrating when you're praying to God. If you concentrate when you pray Torah, when you do Tfilah, you get in this world and you get in the next world. Now let's be honest with one another. Let's be honest. It's tough, right? I'm not a man of chesed. I'm not a person who has means to do chesed. I'm not a Talmid Chacham. I don't have time to learn Torah. What am I supposed to do? I get to the court case, and all the chips are stacked up against me. Can you, Rabbi, give me a key to unlock the secret to the courtroom? Can you do that or not?
Yes.
I didn't prepare myself in Elul. I'm coming to Elul empty-handed. I don't know what to do. Could you give me a secret? Something that Hashem, how you say, you're tying up Hashem's hands. He has no choice but to take Zakai. You know what Zakai is?
Handcuffing.
Zakai means he's innocent. He goes out for freedom, for life. That's what happened to us last year, right? Hopefully, we have a couple of weeks left. It's very crazy, but you should know, many times people pass away in the communities right before Rosh Hashanah and right after. It's very crazy to see that. Do we have a secret how to come out zakayim, how to come out innocent, how to come out with good life? Tonight, B'ezrat Hashem, if we have time, I want to read you guys one story in the Gemara. The Gemara says as such, this Mishnah, you got to take it with you to the ends of the earth. To the ends of the earth. Wherever you go, you got to take it. And it's the hardest Mishnah. It's the hardest Mishnah. And it says like this, page, the Gemara, you can read it yourself when you come home. Daf Kuf Chav Zayin Amud Bet. First words on the line. Tanu Rabbanan. We learned in a Braita. Hadan Chavero Lekav Zechut. This is not a Musar book, by the way, guys. This is a Gemara. I'm not reading you Misat Yesharim. I'm not reading you Orchot Tzadikim. I'm not reading you Chovat HaLevavot and Sha'ari Teshuvah. I'm reading you Gemara. Tanu Rabbanan, we learned in the Gemara, in the Braita. Hadan Chavero Lekav Zechut, one who judges his fellow man favorably. Danin Oto Lekav Zechut, they judge him in heaven favorably. Nikuda. Finish. That's the secret. That's it.
Kav Zechut.
Kav Zechut. Midah keneged midah. Measure for measure. If you could look at a person that is coming out of McDonald's, religious, what can you say? Kav Zechut. What are you gonna say?
He went to use the bathroom.
He had to use the bathroom. But Eliyahu, he has ketchup on his shirt. He has mustard on his shirt. He's coming out with a Big Mac.
He got it for somebody else.
He got it for some, but there's ketchup on his shirt. What are you gonna say then? He sprayed it on himself, trying to take it for someone else.
Yes, filling up.
Can you do Kav Zechut in that case?
No.
But Hadan et Chavero lekav Zechut, Danin oto lekav Zechut. No matter what, Hashem's hands are tied. He has to do it. Because Hashem has a golden rule. Midah keneged midah. Nothing you could do about it. Hashem bound himself to his rules. If you judge somebody favorably, he's driving on Shabbat. Why is he driving on Shabbat? Emergency. And then a second car is driving on Shabbat. Another emergency. And another one. A lot of emergencies this Shabbat. It's not enough to say, Avraham, in your mouth it's an emergency. You have to know it's an emergency. You have to know it. And I'm going to tell you guys a secret. The month of Elul stands for Ani Ledodi. Vedodi li. Hashem is in the forest, right? There's another one. Oy Rasha, Oy Shcheno Elul. Elul, stay away from bad friends. There's another one. This is from Rav Nachman Breslov. Velakachta isha livni leItzchak. Take a wife from my son Yitzchak. What is the month of Elul? It's a Virgo. It's a woman. What is the month of Tishrei? Judgment. It's Yitzchak. Take a wife. Take the month of Elul from my wife Yitzchak. And I'm going to tell you guys a secret. You don't have to go far to do chesed. You don't have to be a chaplain. I'm a chaplain, by the way. You don't have to volunteer in hospitals. You don't have to do Sudat Shlishit in the shul. You don't have to do this. I'm telling you one thing, Kav Zechut, everything, the whole Elul is in one place. Shalom, Bayit. That's it, everything is over there. Kav Zechut is over there. Chesed is over there. Tefillah is over there. Talmud Torah is, everything is over there. Why? You're not allowed to sacrifice your shalom bayit to do chesed outside. You can't. You have to do chesed inside. I'm going to tell you guys a secret. Hashem's courtroom is not called a courtroom in Hebrew. It's not called Beit Mishpat. You know what it's called? A bayit. You know what a bayit is? A house. Simple, a house. When you go inside a courtroom, the Gemara says, be careful from your wife's tears. Ki dim'ata mitzuya. Her tears are found more commonly. Do you know where they catch a person in Tishrei? Tishrei is a woman. It's the month of Elul, it's the Virgo. They catch it on your wife's tears. That's the little things that they catch you. The little things, those little things, that's that. That's the tears. Velakachta isha livni leYitzchak. Take a wife for my son Isaac. Isaac is the month of Tishrei. Yitzchak is Din. Before you come to Yitzchak, to Tishrei, first take care of Elul. Take care of your Shalom Bayit. What does that mean? Take care of your Shalom Bayit. The same amount of loyalty and love you give to your friends, that's the same amount, at minimum, you have to give to your wife. At minimum. When your friend calls, how fast do you pick up the phone? When your friend asks you a question, when he wants your advice. When your wife asks you, does this dress look nice on me? What kind of face do you make? She knows I'm going to say it looks good. For the love of God. How many times did she ask me? And the anger builds up inside of you, and it builds and it builds and it builds. And when you're going to get to Yitzchak, when you're going to get to Tishrei, you know what happens to those scales? It tilts to the left. Why? Because the month of Elul, Rav Nachman of Breslov says in Torah Vav, in the Likutei Moharan, is also another acronym. Im lo toveh ha'isha lalechet acharai. If the woman doesn't want to go after me, it's also Roshei Tevot Elul. Just there's one thing that's missing in the middle, is a letter Tav, toveh. You know what toveh means? To go after. She doesn't want to go after me. If she doesn't want to go after you know what that makes to your Elul? It separates it into two. It separates it into two. And you coming to Rosh Hashanah, give me parnasah. Hashem said, take care of your parnasah in your house first. Then come to my house and ask for parnasah. Give me refuah shlema. Take care of the refuah shlema in your house first. Then come to my house. Give me Torah. You want to learn Torah in my house? We'll teach Torah to your kids. It's going to kill you to teach them Aleph Bet. It's going to kill you to go over there with their homework. Im lo toveh ha'isha lalechet acharai, Roshei Tevot Elul. In the middle you have toveh, to go after. If you didn't take care of the Virgo, don't come after the scales. If you didn't take care of the month of Elul, don't come to me with the month of Tishrei, Hashem says. If you can't keep the shalom in your house, how do you want to keep shalom in somebody else's house, Hashem says? You coming to my house? Hashem says, 2,000 years I wasn't in my Beit HaMikdash. 2,000 years I'm not there. You know why? To teach you guys a lesson. To make peace in your house. One of my rabbis, rabbi I was very close to, I used to be very close to, and I actually credited him with one good thing he did for me in my life. It's a small thing, but for him it's a big zahud. Before I went to Kollel and to Yeshiva, I was in college. And in college, I'm not going to go with dressy pants. I used to go with jeans, t-shirts. I was a regular guy. No, not a gangster. A regular guy. And when I was getting married, I told the rabbi, I asked that rabbi, I said, could you please be an ed in my wedding? Could you please be my witness? He said, I'll be a witness on one condition. Take off your jeans. Not at that moment, obviously. Dale, take it easy, bro. He said, no more jeans. If you take off your jeans, if you promise you're gonna wear regular pants, I'll come to your wedding and be an ed. And I was so excited to get married. I said, okay. I thank him with my Shalom Bayit. The way you dress changes the way you act. Why does the rabbis come to shul to pray with a hat and jacket? You know why? It's pretty hot, you know that, right? I'm not, normally speaking, a very hot person. I sweat, I get hot. You know how hard it is for me to pray or to learn Torah with a jacket and a hat? It's really hard. You know why I do it? Because wearing a hat and jacket already gives me a certain feeling that I have to be respectable when I'm doing something. If I come to my house acting like a junk, how am I going to act with my house? Like junk. The Ramchal says, "Chitzonius me'oreret et pnimiyut." The outside has the ability to awaken the inside. How much kav zechut we have to give to our families? You come home on Shabbat, you go to shul. I had this case. I don't want to swear. I had this case. I'm not going to swear. I had this case. You have a lot of comments lately, huh? I see. One guy came to shul, and you know what? The rabbi's teaching Torah. You can't put the rabbi in the blink. He was teaching Torah. And the rabbi said, when we say Shalom Aleichem, you know what they say, Shalom Aleichem? If you go inside the house and the table is set, the angel, the right one, your Yetzirah Tov, your Yetzer Hara says next week should be the same thing, and they say Amen. But if you come home and the table is empty, then the Yetzirah Tov says, may it be like this next week, and they say Amen. So he hears this from the rabbi, he comes home one Shabbat, and what happens? It's not just empty, the kids are still awake. And the food is still, the salads aren't made. And it was worse, he had a guest with him. And he didn't invite the guest. Why? He heard this Gemara and he said, oh, I have to bring guests to my house. He thought he was doing a mitzvah. Of course you have to ask your wife before you bring a guest home. It's a halacha actually. And he came inside and nothing is ready. And he's sitting over there. You know how they say in Bukhari and Jushadeh, it was cooking on a slow burner. But it was cooking good. Like a whole pot of children. You know, when children cooks, at the end it's gonna be and he was cooking and cooking, and the table wasn't ready. His wife comes out looking like she came out of a crazy house, like a haunted house. Her hair is like this. She sees a guest and she started yelling at him. How come you brought a guest? She takes him to the kitchen. You son of a gun, you do this to me all the time. You with your rabbis and your Gemara and your Mishnah and your Braita, and he's boiling up inside. What? I just try to do a mitzvah, and he's boiling up and he's boiling up and he's boiling up. Finally, the guests leave. The table is made 1 hour later, and it really ticked him off. The next week is going to be the same thing because the angel said amen. And he makes such a tararam in his house. He fights with his wife. He does ka'as b'Shabbat. He makes himself shalom bayit problems. He doesn't keep mitzvat onah. He does so much balagan. And the Yetzer Hara is sitting on the side over there and he's laughing and laughing and laughing and laughing. It's like, this tipesh. He read the Gemara but he didn't finish it. What happened to the benefit of the doubt? Maybe your kid was sick. Maybe he wasn't feeling well. Maybe their teeth is coming out. Maybe she couldn't put the kids to sleep. Maybe she was tired. She had a test the day before. What happened to the kav zechut? The hardest people to give kav zechut to is actually the easiest people to give it to. And I want to end with a story, Rabotai, small story. This is a story of kav zechut, by the way. This is a crazy story of kav zechut. That's how far you have to go to give zechut. I'm going to tell you a chidush at the end. It's my chidush. I came up with it while preparing the Gemara for you guys. So it says, Maaseh b'adam echad. There was a story with one guy. The Gemara doesn't say who he is. Sheyarad meGalil Elyon. He went down from the upper Galilee, Tzfat, the Golan. V'niskar etzel bala bayit echad b'darom 3 shanim. And he worked by a guy. He rented himself out for how many years, guys? Not one, not a month. Not 2 months, not a year. 3 years he worked for this guy. Erev Yom Kippurim, on the 3rd year, on the 4th year, the consecutive year, it was Erev Yom Kippur. Amarlo, the worker, said to his boss, Ten li schari, give me my papilimos. Give me the kesef. I worked 3 years for you. I must have a very big paycheck. Amarlo, So he says, why do you want your money right now? Because it's Erev Yom Kippur, Sudat Mafseket, to buy sukkah, lulav, etrog. Come on, where's my paycheck? I need to bring parnasah. Amar lo, so the boss tells him, en li ma'ot. What's en li ma'ot? Pul. Nes. En kesef. Nedora. En kesef. The guy sees, listen, this guy is pretty rich. We're going to learn at the end of the story, this guy was so rich, he owned islands. So he says, okay, you know, en lecha ma'ot, lecha ma'ot. Amar lo, he told him, ten li perot. He tells him, give me fruits. I'll take my money in fruits. Amar lo en li. Nedora. En. Ten li karka, give me real estate. What does he say? En li. It's like a broken tape recorder. En li, en li, en li, en, like a babble. En li, en li, en li. The guy sees you have karka. Okay. Ten li behema. You know what behema is? Animals. En li. He doesn't have to ask the next question already. He knows what he's going to say. En li. He says, ten li karim uksatot. Give me pillows. Give me a pillow. Give me a bag of pillows. I'll take a bag of pillows. Give me something so I can sell it. What does he tell him? En li. But he's looking all over. Yes. He's saying, okay. The guy didn't say anything. Hivshil kirav la'achorav. He took his satchel, put his back, he took his school bag. He didn't say a word. Ve'alach lebeto befachei nefesh. And he left to his house, you know, befachei nefesh, like a in rejection, in deep rejection. Like, you know, you date a girl for a long time, so she rejects you. How you go home that night after the rejection, you're broken. I guess he went home. He was just rejected. Lachar haregel, after Yom Kippur comes which holiday? Sukkot. So after Sukkot, Natal Bala Bait Scharob, the owner, the boss, he took all the money that he owed him. Ve'imo Masui Shalosh Chamorim, and he took with him also 3 donkeys extra. 1 donkey was filled with food, 1 donkey was filled with expensive liquids, and 1 was filled with a lot of sweet delicacies, Turkish delight. A lot of 3 donkeys full of that, besides for the money. Ve'halach lebeito, and he went after this guy to his house. He knew where he lived. He comes to his house, achar shachlu v'shatu, after they ate and drank, so he gave him the check with the bonus, with the 3 donkeys. And the owner was a very curious guy. And he said to the boss said to his worker, he said, Amarlo, he told him, B'sha'a sha'amarta li. And the moment that you told me, ten li schari, give me the money. Va'amarti lacha, and I told you, en li ma'ot, I have no money. And you see that I have money. What did you think in your head? Ba'meh chashashtani, what did you suspect at that moment? Amarti, so the guy, the worker said, he said, maybe, I said to myself, Shema pragmatia bezol nizdamna lecha, maybe some very cheap merchandise came your way, and you needed fast cash, and all your cash you put into your business. That's what I thought. Okay, 1 out of 10. So he said to him, B'sha'a sha'amarta li, when I told you, give me livestock, give me behemah, what did you think? You saw that I have behemah, what did you think? So I said, maybe you rented out all your, maybe they're all on lease. Like, you know, all your cars. You have cars in the parking lot, but it could be all leased, right? You signed a contract that morning. That's what I thought. Because when I told you that I have no karka, you know what karka is? Real estate. What did you think? So maybe you already leased all your land. So he said, when I told you that I have no fruits, what did you think? I said, maybe you didn't give ma'aser yet, the tithe. Because you didn't give maaser yet, technically it all belongs to the Kohen and to the Levi. So you couldn't give me anything. And it was Erev Yom Kippur. Where are you going to find a Kohen and Levi right now? Wow, this guy is 9 out of 9 over here. He says, okay, last question. When you told me that when you told me give me blankets and pillows, what did you think? What did you suspect? So he said, I thought at that moment that you consecrated all your objects in your house to the Beit HaMikdash. It's called kodshim. You know what kodshim is? I say that this table is for the Beit HaMikdash. That's it. This table becomes kodesh. You either have to use the money, the worth of it, or this table has got to go to where? The Beit HaMikdash. Kohanim and Leviim could use it. Over there. So the guy looks at him, the old boss, and he looks at him, Amarlo, ha'avodah. You know what ha'avodah means?
Work.
I swear on the work of the Beit HaMikdash. Kachaya. Exactly what you said, that's what it was. That was the truth. What are the chances? So he said to him, I consecrated all of my belongings to the Beit HaMikdash. Why? Because I have a son called Hurkunus. And he doesn't want to learn Torah. And I didn't want him to eat from the food of my house. Because he doesn't want to learn Torah. Until I went to the rabbis and they nullified my vow after the Yom Kippur, and I was able to reach you after Sukkot. Here's your money. And look what the Rav Achai Baal HaShe'iltot says. You guys know who was that worker? Could you guys guess? Who? Rabbi Akiva. And who was that boss? Who was that boss? His Rebbe to be, Rabbi Eliezer ben Hurkunus. He was very rich. This is when Rabbi Akiva was an Amaretz. This is when he was an Amaretz. You already see in this story, this is a kind of person that can have 24,000 students. Now I want to ask you guys a question. I'm telling you, give me the money. Give me the money. I'm telling you, no money. Give me land, no land. Give me livestock. Give me fruit. Give me pillows. No. How come Rabbi Akiva didn't tell him, could you explain yourself? Why did Rabbi Eliezer allow even allow Rabbi Akiva, when he was still Akiva, to even have a suspicion in his head? He didn't know that his worker, Rabbi Akiva, would judge him benefit of the doubt. He didn't know that. So how could he allow him to make a mistake? So I heard an answer. This is Rabbi Eli Mansour's answer. This is his chidush. He said the answer is because later on we know that Rabbi Akiva becomes very rich. So he wanted to put him in a test where he will judge him favorably, and that way Hashem will judge Rabbi Akiva favorably, and he will be able to be successful in the future. That was his answer. I have a different answer. Rabbi Akiva was an Amaretz. He was such an Amaretz, there's two animals when they bite, how you say in Bukhari, Gandeh. You know what Gandeh means? It's pretty bad. One is a fox. They have very crooked teeth. The Gemara says when they bite, they don't just bite, they rip. The second one is a donkey. When it bites, it doesn't just bite. It takes the meat, it takes the skin, and it takes the bones with it. It doesn't bite. It crushes. When Rabbi Akiva was an Amaretz, he used to say, who will give me a Talmid Chacham, and I will crush his bones like a donkey bites. That's what he used to say. That means he was a good guy. I mean, you look at the story. He had some good midot, but he didn't like Talmid Chachams. Most Amaretz don't like Talmid Chachams. Why? They see Talmid Chacham as elitists. Like, and they want to be mitnaseh. They want to go above. Rabbi Eliezer ben Hurkunus is called also Rabbi Eliezer Agadol. He knew through Ruach HaKodesh, he knew all Maseh Merkava. He's the Gilgul of the Ari HaKadosh. So could you imagine who Rabbi Eliezer Agadol was? He knew in Ruach HaKodesh that Rabbi Akiva is supposed to be his student. Who taught Rabbi Akiva Torah? His ex-boss. But he said, I need to take him out of his klipa. I got to take him from an Amaretz and put him into a Talmid Chacham. And Rabbi Nachman in Breslev writes, in Torah Reish Pei Bet, he says, when I give somebody kaf zechut, even though he's really a rasha, I actually turn him into a tzaddik, and just the kaf zechut alone, it makes him a Talmid Chacham. I'm going to see him 5 months later, he has pilot and a beard. You know why? I just gave him benefit of the doubt. But he was such a rasha, Rabbi Akiva was such an Amaretz, to take him out of the klipa of being such a rasha, to make him his student, because he saw in Ruach HaKodesh, he's supposed to be his. He had to put him in a situation where not only he had to give kav zechut, he had to put him in a situation where the kav zechut was out of this world. And by giving Kav Zechut to his boss, he was actually doing what to himself? Finding the good spark in himself. And that's what eventually put him on the path of being a religious Jew. That Kav Zechut that they gave one another at that moment created a bond that was inseparable. You don't just go from biting a Talmid Chacham like a donkey to being a Rebbe of 24,000 students, including Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. But look how far Kav Zechut goes. Just to give Kav Zechut could change your life. And if it could change Rabbi Akiva's life, it could change our life. Baruch Adonai Leolam, Amen, Amen.